Wow, the sky is very nice. Welcome back to West Coast Goldies. This is Goldfish Odyssey week 12. You may remember last week if you watched it. Got some problems with my main pond. I'm also working on some wood chips for this whole area because, I want the pond area to look nice. And part of that is more than just making this work and look good, but a big part of it is cleaning up the yard and working on landscaping stuff so that it's actually, I want it to be a nice place to sit and drink coffee and stuff. Or when people come over, I have a fire pit, have a fire, look at the fish. All right, welcome back. Um, I know this is the same video, but I'm gonna have to combine. This is now week 13. Week 12, last time I filmed, I was super busy, and then I got sick. I'm a little sick. I can't taste anything, and so in order to make this work, I'm just gonna combine week 12 and week 13 together into 1 week. So this is a continuation of week 12 to week 13. We're in week 13 now. I haven't gotten to do anything. I need to today. Today we are sealing up the bottom bulkhead so that we can fill up the pond again, so that the fish can have more water volume. That's super dirty. I might try to clean that up. And then all our inside fish need water changes because I haven't gotten them water changes since, yeah. So we're gonna get to work. Priority one is sealing up the bulkhead. All right, I think the easy solution is if we close this lower one off, no water will come out here. The overflow still works, and we just bypass this area here and call it pretty much done. The bulkhead. But how do we get this off without destroying everything? I might just sawzall it, honestly, because I won't be keeping this portion anyways, and as long as I leave this portion here, it'll leave enough pipe to put something new on if I ever decide to fix this bulkhead. But honestly, I mean, it doesn't even need a lower bulkhead here. I imagine I can just take out this portion and totally leave the rest of this alone. It's not perfect, but I think it'll do. Let's see if we can do this without destroying too much. Right there. All right. That worked. That just totally it's terrible. It's really a bummer. This could have worked fine if I had done it right the first time. But that's usually the case with my projects is I usually make a good attempt and then totally destroy it. And then I just have to remember and do better next time. There we go. Yeah, I tested negative for COVID yesterday. No, yeah, yesterday. And then today I could taste my breakfast, and now I can't taste anything. Couldn't taste lunch, so kind of weird. Whatever, I'm sick. One way or another, I'm sick, so. I think we're gonna find, well, I'll show you here in a second. All the old silicone came off. So I think I'll find a nice flat piece of plastic or something to fit in there and just silicone it both sides, and that should totally hold and be fine. I remembered this is why you hold on to spare plexiglass you have. So I think I'm just gonna hold this down here, and we're gonna measure it roughly. Doesn't need to be perfect because we're siliconing it anyways. Let's call that good. And let's make it as high as we can. Okay. Don't worry, we'll get rid of all the water before we seal up anything. Should probably start that now, actually. Okay, cut our little piece. That's a nice test fit. Perfect. So, I'm gonna dump all the water out. I think I'm gonna take the blow dryer and blow off both sides to make sure it's very dry before we do this, because I don't want to have to redo it later. Okay, that spot is very dry. So now we can do this thing. No more waiting around. It'll take a while to dry, but at least it's nice and it's kind of sunny right now, so that's cool. Got to make sure our silicone is open. All right. Squeeze a bunch in here. All right. There we go. Let me get a glove on so I can wipe it a little. Now, I used to just kind of wipe it around with my bare finger, but it really isn't a good idea to do that with the silicone. Not great for you, so better to be safe. Get a glove on. Do it the right way. That, I think, is going to make a pretty nice seal. It's not going nowhere. And there we go. I think we're good to go to let that totally dry. So in the meantime, I'm torn between fixing up. Well, yeah, we better do water changes inside. The water's about 45 degrees. I shut off the heater once the main once the main pond was out of commission. But you know, it looks so bad from the front and from the sides. Then as soon as you look from the top, oh look at that, crystal clear. So, you know, it's good. I'm not feeding them much because it's so cold. Filter's working, but I'm more comfortable with them having a lot more water volume than this. So, should be up and running by. Let me think about this. I'll probably let that dry till tomorrow and then fill it up. All right, we've wrapped up our water changes. Everybody's looking good. Silicone's drying outside. I managed to clean up a little bit more of the backyard too. So we're gonna probably call that for today. I think I've earned myself a coffee from my favorite local roastery. Of course, I don't know if I'll be able to taste it, so I'm gonna go get that and pick up a bag of beans, and hopefully I can taste it. I don't know, we'll see. But tomorrow, fix up the pond. Silicone should be dry by then, and maybe a little maintenance on the top two tanks. I think those could use some attention. All right, we're back. It's the next day. My sickness is, well, I can taste today for some reason, but I've also been, you know, not feeling amazing. But so we're going to check the silicone on the pond, and if it's set up right, it's all right. Just hacked up a lung. If it's set up, we can start the pond filling, and then I think I want to work on the top two tanks because I have a lead on some new goldfish to buy. LuminousGoldfish.com, I think is their website. They had a wholesale option a few months ago where you could buy 100 baby ranchu at $1 each. So it was $100, not including shipping, for 100 fish. Someone in a Goldfish Discord that I'm in bought it, and now they're looking to offload some that they're not interested in, and some of those happen to be the bronze lavender ranchu, and so I'm interested in picking up. I think they have 4 of them, which would be pretty cool. They're small, no big deal. Thinking of picking up some of those, and then at some point buying a couple more mature, cool, special ones from Goldfish Island or King Queen Goldfish, so that I have like a good mix of a couple different bloodlines. They could be from the same farm, but I don't know. Getting them from 2 different sources, I feel like, could increase our chances of healthy, not inbreeding them too much. So that's the plan as far as getting fish. But I want to get those 2 tanks ready for quarantining them. So let's check the pond. Okay, I mean, that's pretty set up. I don't think we can hope for much better than that. So I'm going to tip this thing down, start our filling back up, hook our regular filter back up, and see what we can get going here. All right, the pond's nearly full, and finished a water change on that one. Did a big cleanup. I'll show you the other tank. It's funny, when there's no fish in the tank and there's just snails, there's just a few bladder snails in here, the mulm still builds up. It's very interesting. I don't know how these snails survive. Is it on the roots of the pothos or what? But I don't necessarily want snails in these tanks, but with feeding the goldfish the duckweed, it pretty much spreads to the other tanks. And as long as they're the bladder snails that stay so small, the goldfish will actually eat them up. So I'm not too worried. I think once I get the new fish in here, they'll eat up the bladder snails in both those tanks, and we'll be good. But I do think our change of operation means that we will be looking to downsize the pond fish. I think I need to start taking pictures of them and seeing if anyone locally wants to take them, because I want to totally shift everything, and I really will only want to keep fish I'm attached to and fish I plan on breeding. And I think only 1 fish outside. Oh, Fluffy and Pom Pom. No, wait, that's not the name. Fluffy, the Pom Pom goldfish, and Peach are the only ones outside I want to keep, and then everyone inside I want to keep. But that's still like 6 goldfish to get rid of, because I want to make space for my breeding project. And I also want enough room to shift my bronze lavender babies inside, outside. I want to kind of experiment with raising them inside and outside and see what the growth differences and the health differences. And I also kind of want to see if I can make them inside and outside fish, not necessarily stuck in an aquarium or stuck in a pond. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. Sorry if I made you dizzy. Breadstick, that is embarrassing. Come on. Show some respect for the camera. My goodness. She's been playing soccer. How fun. Breadstick, come on. That's just not ladylike. All right. It's a little bit later. I think I'm going to do water change on this one now. I love that Be Happy sign. It's LED. I think we got it at a thrift store. Such an awesome deal. I would really love one day to get one that says West Coast Goldies in like a cursive green LED, meant to look like neon. Meant to look like neon, but it's just LEDs. But yeah, it'd be really cool. It's only like, because it's LED, it's so much cheaper. I think it's only 30 to 50 or $60 to get one. One day, I don't know. I'm always super cautious spending my money on hobby stuff, and I'd rather spend it on, the new fish I'm hoping for right now, and then maybe later I'll work on getting that sign. Or it might not matter soon if this 20-week series ends and I don't make these vlogs anymore. So we'll just have to see. But I'm going to do a water change up here. All right, it's Sunday, last day of the week. Um, all the fish inside are doing good. Fish out here seem to be doing good. I do want to check if we're leaking from our little fix over here. You know what? It looks pretty good. So that's nice. And I think I managed to level this better than last time by moving it around. So I think we're looking really pretty good here, except for the super algae all over that tank. I really, it's been a good tank, but the acrylic is too hard to clean. I actually missed out this week. Somebody posted a free 125-gallon glass tank that I was going to pick up to put there, but someone else got it first. But it'll come up again because I really just want a glass tank here, because using a blade to scrape, keep it clean will be so much better. Be able to see the pond fish better. It won't degrade like the acrylic does when it gets scratched. Can't see the fish well. But at a garage sale yesterday, I'll show you what I picked up, a different kind of hose for here. So I actually, for free at a garage sale, this brand new soaker hose, totally free. So I feel like I like this idea because it gets really muddy where it drains at the end. So I feel like a soaker hose will let out the water kind of gradually. Maybe. So I'll hook it up, try it out. If it doesn't work well or something, I can always switch back to this one. And you know what? As I'm looking at it here, the soaker hose is designed to really just only let a little water through. And that's actually not what I want here. I could probably take this plastic piece out, but this acts almost like a skimmer because it'll put a lot of pine needles and stuff floating in the top down this and flow out. So I really do kind of need it to be clear and just flow straight out the end so it actually removes that debris. So I think this is a good idea, but I think we're going to have to stick with the old regular garden hose. Yeah, it was a good thought for a minute. And there were a couple minutes last week, this week, when I thought I was going to stop this series short because, I got sick and didn't put out last week's video. But I figured it was better to just combine week 12 and 13 than to just stop. So combine and post we shall. So I'm probably going to go edit that all up and post this tomorrow morning, Monday, 9 a.m. And see you next week. Hopefully next week I will be able to actually order the new fish I want. I'm still waiting on a person hearing back on how many they have, getting some small ones from somebody, and then I'm going to buy a couple big high quality ones from either King Koi or Goldfish Island had a couple cool ones too. So